I've come out today to do one job and typically ended up doing another, but I think that's what I tend to do quite a lot anyway. I never intended to do this job today, but we've done it. Now, I think this is having problems focusing, but I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. This is the Karl Foerster border. It's one grass that's it's just really good. It's a sterile hybrid, looks really good. The grass here, hang on, there, that one, that's a miscanthus, but the rest of it is Calamagrostis, acutiflora, Karl Foerster, and this bed has been sort of one of the first and one of the earliest beds I put in. I'll try and go around slowly so it'll focus in because the light's not great. So, I've been working on this pretty much since 11:30 this morning, and by that I mean I've been weeding it out, moving things, changing things. If you remember, it had a bit of a rock garden type thing going on there with that bird's bath, so I've changed that now. I've taken all that out. I've replaced that area with another grass called Deschampsia cespitosa, and this particular variety is called Gold Tow, and it means gold dew. Now, it's going to look really good once it comes into flower. I've left the euphorbia in because it's looking really good. It was just a little seedling I removed from somebody else's garden. Just looked good at the time, so I decided I would bring it up here. In fact, I brought 3 up. Don't know if that one was the best one. It was probably the second best of the 3. The best one, as it happens, died on me. But such things happen. Again, don't worry about it. Now, the idea here is that this is just a grass border, and it was always intended to be a grass border, and that's what it is. It's looking pretty nifty there. I quite like that. And then this little section here now, what I've decided is I've gone back in on a path. I've had to put a path in, which I've now done. But it's not permanent. That's just the indicator. That's just to show me what I intend to do. And I've just put some sort of like chalky type thing on here, and that's gonna. It's like a grit, and that just shows me what's going on. We've got other grasses around it. We've got a lovely panicum there called Thundercloud. That's a real good one. Then we've got a Cortaderia here, which is Cortaderia Patagonia. It's dwarfing form, and it's more blue than it is green. And although you can't tell that on this film, let's try and get in closer. You might be able to pick out that it's more blue than green. Not easy to do on here, but it is. Take my word for it. And that just gets bluer in summer. It's a small grower, won't grow massive. This flower head, this seed head, is absolutely beautiful when it actually comes up. It's kind of a rusty red colour. It's just really nice. Didn't realise it did that. I'm hoping to collect some seeds next year. I'm leaving it this year. I tried last year, I failed. I've got another one flower head. I've decided to just leave it, not even bother with it. But wait till next year when it hopefully will produce far more flowers on itself, or seed heads. So that's the Karl Foerster border. Looking good. Put a lot of effort into this today. This here, this is an allium that's growing up. And a lot of people think that's just a leek or something like that, because they get quite tall. So where are we today? 2nd of January. And they're already up. They've been up a while, but they'll get twice the size of that before they've done, and they'll just keep growing up and up and up. And then eventually what they do is they produce this seed head. That seed head there, it's quite long. I mean, that's one of the shorter ones that they've produced this year. They're actually quite a lot taller than that usually. What else we got going on in this Karl Foerster border? So we've got, as I said earlier, we've got the miscanthus. That's Malapartus, still little at the minute, and Vernonia. There we go. That's massive. What's that? 7-8 foot. But I've allowed that to stay there. I want it in there. It looked good last year. This year, what I've added, and I didn't mean to, I've added some Hellenium. This one here, it's a yellow Hellenium, and I can't tell you the name because I've lost the label. What do I tell you? Put your labels up, look after them. And here we go, I've lost it. Actually, I don't even know whether it ever came with the label, whether the label was attached to the plant pot, because sometimes they attach them to the plant pot. So I'll hunt around and try and find that, because I will be able to refer back to what I've bought. This little bit here, this little feature here, I'm going to go into on another film. But it complements beautifully at the moment what's going on. So that's a good complementary thing for it. I'll take you around the back. This is going to be another path leading down. It was a path before, but I've stolen York Stone. That's where it came from. This is a little path for access to the edge itself, for maintenance and for cutting and for doing border maintenance as well. It's a little trick I've started doing now. In fact, I'll just whip round. It goes all the way up, and that's just to really give me some access, because the last thing you want to be doing is coming right up to these borders and not being able to clip the hedge. It's a mistake I've made many times before, and I swore I wouldn't repeat it on this garden, and I haven't. But keep yourself a wide path. Don't put a little 1 foot path. No good. You need, that's what, 3 foot, that path easily. Then I've got a path dissecting here. The other one you've seen over there dissecting as well. These are access paths, but they're also to break it up so your eye can have a little bit of a rest. And once this one's in as well, once this path's in, it'll make a lot more sense to this actual area. So it's quite good. It's been well worth the 3.5, 4 hours I've spent on it. Every day I try and get out and do a little bit more when I can. I'm about to go back to work, as we all are. So I'm going to have less time. I might have one more filming tomorrow. Then after that, it'll probably be just weekend filmings if I get out at the weekends to do any more gardening. So that's the Karl Foerster border, a big one. It's growing bit by bit by bit. I'm about to launch my podcast, which will go into borders on the 2nd episode, I think it is, and explain. In fact, it'll explain about this border on there. But it's grown. I think I said it was only about 4 foot on there, but actually that's about 7 foot. I think I've lied a little bit. It's a 7 foot border, but it looks really good. I'm quite happy with that. And next year, this year now, this is just going to get better. I won't cut these down yet. I won't cut them down till February. They look good all the way through the winter. This is why we have these. This is why we have Calamagrostis, Karl Foerster, because it's just good all the way through winter. And it keeps moving. You can see it's gently swaying. We've got a bit of wind going on here, and it's doing its thing. So if you're going to get something, don't forget it's sterile. If you're going to get something that looks like this, you need to buy this. It's Calamagrostis acutiflora Karl Foerster, readily available. They've all the garden centres have it on it now, because of people like me keep waffling on about it, how good it is. And it is good. The designers love it. Designer's dream. It's so pencil-like, and it has possibly 11 seasons of interest, 11 months of interest, and it's just a cracking grass. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell your mates about it. I'd appreciate it if you do. The podcast is about to kick off, maybe towards the back end of the week. I've got it all ready to go. I'm not saying it's the best sound quality in the world, but it's okay. It's okay, and it is talking about up at Grassy Bottom and about my journey around here, what I've done so far, and it's going to be a continuation. I've got some guests lined up for later on, but for the first 5 episodes, it'll literally be me talking and waffling about how I've produced what I've produced so far, and hopefully we'll have some pictures to complement it on my Instagram account, which is agardenersjourney.1, or just search up at Grassy Bottom or a gardener's journey and you should find it. Right, okay, thanks for looking again, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Ta-da!